The question is, what do you do if you do not know your purpose? Do you stop living and put everything to a stop or a halt so that you can know your purpose and then pick up the life, pick up the journey, and continue living? That is the question that I want us to start discussing in this episode and in the next episodes in this new series. We're talking about what do you do when you do not know your purpose? If you do not know your purpose, what is it that you can be able to do? Do you stop living or do you continue living? If you stop living, what do you do? If you continue living, what do you do so that you can gravitate towards what your purpose is? Is it even wise to stop living because you do not have purpose? Let us discuss this in this new series. I hope it's going to help you to understand this matter better. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
About 5 or 7 years ago, if I get my facts correct, I got myself enrolled into a leadership course that was being conducted by a local church. One of the books that we were studying in that particular course, in fact, the main book, the central theme of that book, of that course, was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And of course, if you've read that book, you realize that one of the things they talk about is your mission. Start with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Know your mission in life first. Of course, by that moment in time, I was so absolutely clear about my vision, my purpose, my mission, my values. I had all those things, having clarified them all the way back in the year 2010. But then there was a situation that arose. In that particular course, in the same course, there was a lady who was also doing that course. She was elderly. I could estimate maybe she was 60, if not late 50s. And as this course progressed, especially on this unit of begin with the end in mind, she got absolutely disillusioned. It's like she was regretting the kind of life that she was living, and ultimately she basically dropped out of that particular course altogether. But you will see her struggling. You really will see her struggling with the idea that I am this old, I have done how much in this life, and I have no mission. I do not know where I'm going. I do not know what I've been doing, if it's been valid at the end of the day after all. And the idea is that she's not the only one. In my work, teaching people to discover, to deploy, to own their purpose, I've realized that there are very many types of those people, especially in that age bracket, who are quote unquote disillusioned. A lady was telling me that, she thought that her purpose in life was to be a mother, a wife and a mother, to raise children. And the question would be, you raise children not for your entire life, because once you've given birth to your kids and you raise them up, guess what? By the time you are 40, 50, 60, they are out of the house. Does that mean that you die? Does that mean that you check out of life and you just die? So the idea of knowing your purpose and pursuing your purpose is an incredible idea. And I do not want you to be fixated on this, and do not want you to beat yourself up if you do not know what it is. And I know at times motivational speakers will beat you on the head. Why don't you know your vision? How come you're a human being who is living? And I've been speaking like that myself at some point in time. And you realize that it's not enough to placate people about them not knowing their vision, them not knowing their purpose in this life, but don't give them the wherewithal or the tools or the resources that can help them to find out what their vision is. Obviously, it is not fair at all to do that. So anyway, we are discussing in this new series, what do you do if you do not have purpose? What do? Do you stop living? Do you stop living altogether? Do you run out of stuff like that lady did and run out of the course? Those are some of the condescending statements that you hear being uttered by motivational speakers. The average man does not know his purpose. Can you believe that someone has all the highest academic qualifications, but they don't know their purpose? But frankly, it is not good to only placate people about that and don't give them the wherewithal of what their purpose in life is. Sometimes we pretend a self-righteous stance, those of us who are in this industry, on this matter, as if we were born knowing our purpose in the first place. We didn't. We knew our purpose later on, after being born and after going through trial and error and so on and so forth. It is true, very many people do not have an idea of why they were born. That one is just a given. It is true. And it's not a sin. However, I contend that large extents of those who are not necessarily clueless of what it is, those ones who do not know, they are not necessarily clueless of what their purpose is. They have hints. You have hints. In fact, as a purpose coach, I will tell you, by the time I'm through with coaching you towards your purpose discovery, you will be aware it's not something that it's coming outside of you. It's something that you've had an idea about, an inclination towards, a passion towards, a gift or a talent, a capacity towards. It's not just big revelation at the end of the day. It's something you already know, something you have a hint about. I have a feeling that quite a number of people are already gravitating towards their God-given purpose, albeit with no intentional knowledge about it. In fact, there are some people who can quote excitedly their purpose in life, yet they have absolutely nothing to show for it. There is the knowing it and the showing it, and the word becoming flesh, so to speak. And of course, there are those who will tell you in terms of clarity what their purpose in life is, but they sure do have some results of something that they were doing about that particular purpose. We have to be careful not to discourage people to stop living until they discover, until they show us what their purpose is. We've got to be very careful. I know I'm going ahead of myself, but let me say this emphatically. Purpose is discovered while you are in motion, not while you are sedentary. I know there is this place where you can take yourself out to a mountain top somewhere, a cabin, and you say, I am blocking everything from my life, and I'm waiting on God, so to speak, until I know what my purpose is, until I know why I was born. There's that idea. You can do that, but I wouldn't encourage you. I would encourage you that you do that as part of a process or a series of actions that you are taking towards your purpose discovery. Because purpose discovery is maybe not necessarily acute. It is chronological. It is chronic, so to speak. Therefore, if you have encountered a motivational speaker or a coach breathing fire about your purpose and you're feeling guilty that you do not have that particular purpose, chances are that you might be alright anyway. It might not be as bad as they paint it. My encouragement is that you should not suspend life, so that you can go to the far east in search of a guru who will tell you what your purpose in life is. Neither is this a reserve for some spiritual guru to unearth it. Do not even think of visiting the prophet or another kind of special person who will open up the heavens and they will tell you this is what your vision, this is what your purpose in life is. But I must contend, you must be on a quest for you to discover what your purpose in life is. However, if you've read The Acres of Diamonds, you will understand that the guy sold his land going to look for diamonds out there, only for the new owner to dig and find the diamonds already available. Your purpose is around. It is not way out there. If you want to go to the far east and look for a guru, let it be part of a series of steps, a series of processes that you're taking. And that's what I teach in my purpose classes. You can go, by the way, to lifesignatures.life and look for the Discover Your Purpose class. And then you will take the steps necessary to discover your purpose. Miles Monroe tells us that God hid your purpose where He knows you can never miss it, and that is within you. So we will start discussing the aspects. Of course, I've already told you, if you do not know what your purpose is, I will not advise you to stop living so that you can go discover it and then come back in life and start doing your purpose. Let me tell you this. Even if you discover your purpose today, do you realize that it takes time for that purpose to grow to maturity? It's going to take years, probably it's going to take decades for any semblance of that particular purpose to come to fruition. So the advice in a nutshell is this: if you do not know your purpose, keep on living, but tune up your ears and switch on your curiosity so that you can start being on the path of purpose discovery, which is in itself a process. Tomorrow we'll continue discussing this aspect, but until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.